Hey, what's up guys, it's Man Myth there. Welcome back to the channel. Whether you're new or old, please hit that like and sub, that definitely means a lot. I've been meaning to make this video now for a few years now, ever since 23 came out, 24, and now since I made my last 2K25 video, basically saying the end of 2K and everything, we need to go and take a look back at the most underrated and underappreciated 2K of all time. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys why 2K22 is the most underrated and underappreciated game of all time, and why I think this is going to be the last good / great 2K we're probably ever going to get. So sit back, relax, and I'm going to explain to you guys why 2K22 is that game. Now, first things first, the release date. And what I mean by the release date is, look when 2K22 came out and what kind of game we were like asking for and hoping for after the travesty that was NBA 2K21 current gen and next gen. If it wasn't current gen, with the pie chart system and then the people with the Zens, and then if it wasn't for next gen with the over meta builds with like the 6.7s and the 6.8s, like you couldn't eat, like everyone was just a power forward on that game. Everybody was hoping and waiting of we need a new 2K, a better 2K, something that's not what this game is. And whether you play the current gen or the next gen version, I always played every next gen version of the 2Ks, 2K22, 23, 24, and 25. Both versions of the game was better than what 21 was, but the next gen version was so much better than the current gen version. That's why a lot of people don't really like 2K22 and why it was so underappreciated as well, because everybody that was saying that 2K22 was a bad 2K were the people that were playing the current gen version and not the next gen version. And when the game dropped, there was no meta builds. You could make a 5'10 build, a 6'2 build, a 6'6 build, a 6'9 build, a 7-foot build, hell, even a 7'3 build. Every build was compatible for this game, and obviously a 7-foot build is going to be faster than a 7'3 build and stuff like that. But you can make in this game, and it sucks too that I can't even show you guys it anymore because the servers are down, so I can't show you guys how the build system looked. But if you went through, I don't know if a PC has it or something, or maybe some people have it, like a jailbroken PS5, that's possible. But if you really look back at the build system in this game, you're not gonna find a better build system in any other 2K, past or present, guaranteed. And I said this back on my 2K25 video, this is the end video, that for 2K to be good, everybody has to be capable of being good on the game, because majority of your audience are casuals, and then that select few that are actually good on the game can possibly be great. And if you don't believe me, look at games like, again, 2K16 with that outside inside archetypes things. Look at 17 when people were shot creators and sharps and playmakers. Everybody was good at the game, but only, again, a select few could be a Ticino or Pretty Boy Fredo, stuff like that. Look at 2K20 with the whole playmaking defenders and pure greens with the steady shooters. Everybody was good, but only few could be great. That was the same thing on this game. And unlike those games, this game was the first one where you really took the time to make the build to your perfection. And the fact that you can really make the build the way that you wanted to, at the height that you wanted to, at the position that you wanted to, is what made this game very special, and why it's very underappreciated and underrated. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about here is the gameplay / VC portion of this game, and why it's, again, underappreciated, underrated, and it's going to be, very simple things that we're going to talk about. Key things to this game that 2K23, 2K24, and 2K25 strategically did going forward to fuck up, and that's how good the shooting felt on this game. You cannot tell me that from 2K22 to 2K23 to 2K24 to 2K25 that the shooting has felt better ever since, this game had dropped. No, that's not possible. The shooting in this game, as long as you actually put high shooting badges and you timed your shots and didn't take dumb shots all the time, you actually were rewarded being a good shooter and making defenses pay on this game, as long as you made the right build and shot over the right person. And then obviously in 2K24, they cleaned up the shooting from 23 to 24, but it still wasn't the 22 shooting. 2K25, I made a 20-minute video on that, so I don't need to explain how bad the shooting is on that game. Even though they buffed it and fixed it for the most part, blah, blah, blah. Still not 2K22. And if they really wanted to, cater less to the casual audience, they at least could have just raised the bar of what the shooting badges you needed to get, whether it was open looks, sniper, flexible release, whatever. If they had to make you sell your soul to get the best shooting badges to shoot what you were shooting in 2K22, so be it. But taking it away completely is what ruined the community, and is what made this game very underappreciated, because you don't know how good we had it until we moved from 2K22 to 2K23 and then so forth. And not for nothing, the slashing was great on this game too. Yeah, the dunking wasn't as overpowered as it was on 2K23 and 2K24, but you could still be a competent slasher as long as you had the right badges and you were, and again, as long as you weren't going up on freaking 7-foot bigs or the Intimidator Hall of Fame. That's the problem with the community on this game. People thought the slashing was freaking busted, but then they realized that they're going up on defenders with actual interior badges, and they were wondering, oh, what the fuck? And then perimeter defense, yeah, it could have gotten worked, in this game, especially how broken the offense could be. But again, that's what people seem to forget about these older 2Ks. Most of us remember the 2Ks of how great the games were because of how offensive based the games were. Yeah, there is times where people were like, oh my god, I love the defense on 2K17 with my 6'10 locks. Oh my god, I love the defense on 2K21 current gen because of my perimeter lock just stopping people, blah blah blah. This game still had it all as long as you made the right builds. And then when I get thinking about rebounding too and post scoring, like I said, this game had it all. Whatever playstyle that was to your catering, you could be the best version of yourself on this game. Plain and simple. And the VC portion, obviously, you're going to pay out of pocket for your first build in any 2K that you play. But let me tell you something. This was like the final 2K also, where if you put VC down on your first build, you wouldn't really need to put down VC again on another build. Because it was hard to fuck up your first build on this game, first off, because of how good the build system was. And then two, to put it plain, this game gave you so many options, so many ways to get VC in such a rapid pace, that I only really put down money for 2 builds out of the 5 to 7 I made, because I was able to play my career, rec, and all these other modes, and I was getting hundreds of thousands of VCs just playing the game and not having to put my money down. 2K23, 2K24, and 2K25, you're not doing that on those games. You're not. And if you don't believe me, go into your freaking your catalog of VC purchases, and I promise you, if you guys play 2K22, at least the next gen version of 2K22, I promise you, the 2K22 version will be the least amount of VC that you purchase from the PlayStation Store. Guaranteed. And to end off, I don't want to make this video 25 to 30 minutes long about glazing this game and why it's unappreciated and underrated and why it's so great. Even though, it is, but I'm not going to go through every single detail, just the ones that are the most important. It's my career / the city. And what I mean by the city, I'm talking about the Pro-Am, all the affiliations, the rack, the event center, all that stuff. We're going to talk about all of that, and on top of like the My Career story of 2K22. 2K22 had a very difficult obstacle to overcome, especially for, you know, like the reception of 2K21 as a whole. Because 21 Next Gen, people were complaining that, oh, the city's too big, and frickin' I can't find anybody, blah blah blah, doesn't need to be a whole GTA city. Everybody was still getting warm to the idea of this big ass city, and in this big ass city there's a bunch of basketball courts to play on, blah blah blah. They brought back affiliations because I believe ever since 18 to like 21 current gen, they stopped doing affiliations. Even on like the last gen versions of 2K right now, there's still no affiliations to this day. So we were happy that affiliations were here and in full force on this game. And I know they attempted it on 2K21 Next Gen, but since a lot of people didn't have a Next Gen console at that time, it got quickly abandoned and then pushed into this game at full force. And I know in my video, if you guys saw, I did say that the city does need to go because they didn't use it to its full potential in 23, 24, and now 25. But 22, they were on good pace on actually making the city a full immersed world where you can get rep playing games outside of just, you know, park games or rec games. You can, you know, meet people in the city to help you get VC. Like, on this game, I was able to have a successful rap career and a successful fashion career on this game. And I want people down in the comments to, again, let me know. When was the last 2K that you played that you generally enjoyed the My Career? Was it Orange Juice on 2K17? Was it 16 with Vic and, you know, was it Vic Van Leer when your best friend died in a car accident? Was it 2K18 when freaking you had those annoying ass characters? Was it 2K? Was it 19 that you went over? I think it was like you play like overseas, and then I forgot like what like 2K21 or like your 2K20 was. You guys let me know down in the comments what 2K20 was. But 2K22 for me and for everybody else was the last good My Career because that was the last one they put effort into without wasting your time. Because 23 they did try something, but they wasted a lot of your time, especially putting Accelerator as like one of like the main prizes of finishing My Career in 2K23. I don't know if people remember that if you play 2K23, the next gen version, but you had to finish the actual My Career to even get the Accelerator perk on that game, which was insane at the time. And now Accelerator just becomes like a free thing you can get, and now it's also like on 2K25 you had to get the starter 5 to get Accelerator, and Accelerator definitely doesn't work the way it used to in the past, you know, previous 2Ks. And then again, the 2K22 city was originally what the 2K21 was supposed to be. An immersive city full of a bunch of people going into the event center, Pro-Am, Rec. And again, we had 4 parks full of like full parks. Knights, Beast of the East, Western Wildcats, South City Vipers. It didn't feel like a chore getting around the city on this game because they made the city smaller and the city was engaging. So it wasn't just like you're like, oh, I just want to go play a park game. It was like if you actually wanted to go and stop by to do a My Career quest, it was like, hey, let me go do this real quick. It made the game kind of seamless to My Career to park, park to rec, rec to My Career. Everything was connected on this game. And that's what 2K like 24 and 2K25, especially like those two games in particular, that's what like they missed the mark. Just because you make the park smaller and look nice, you still need to make it engaging within everything. And I know we're in 2025, like, oh, Mythic, who cares about My Career? Listen, My Career was an essential part of the game. It helped people like me when I was a kid get VC because I couldn't just ask my parents back then, hey, can you guys give me $20, $30, $50 for VC? No, I had to grind My Career and get the VC so I can play with my friends online. So the fact that this game was able to, again, you know, when this game came out, I was an adult, so I was able to buy the shit I needed to buy. But for the kids growing up, this game at least gave the opportunity of people to engage with a fun My Career that's easy to get VC, so that when you eventually are done grinding, You can eventually go and play with your friends online and make, again, everything seamless with an engaging story and an engaging game in general. And it is when the pro community started taking off too, because I know they tiptoed around like the 2K20s, the 2K21s, but 22 is when it really came like full circle, like boom. It goes back to the gameplay and the build system. Both catered to that pro-am scene. That's why you haven't seen, at least in my opinion, the pro-am scene pop off the way it did, like it did in this game. Maybe you had some resurrection and maybe like the 2K24 when they brought back the crossplay, but when it came to just overall enjoyment, you're not going to find it better off in any other 2K than this one. Overall, this is a video on why 2K22 is underappreciated and definitely the most underrated 2K of all time. I promise you, if a game like this was to come out in 2K26, this would single-handedly save 2K as a whole. This game had the best build system there was to date, and ever since 2K23, 2K24, and 25, they haven't had a better build system than this. Yes, the 2K24 and 2K25 badge system is probably the best badge system in any 2K they've ever had, but it still isn't a better build system, because you can't make whatever build you want at any height, because obviously there's disadvantages in those games. This game doesn't have those disadvantages. This game had the best and smoothest gameplay and out of all the 2Ks, because no matter what kind of playstyle that you wanted to play, you were able to cater to that as long as you were good at this game. And then the VC, like I said, this was also the easiest game other than obviously glitches on, last gen 2Ks. This was definitely the best 2K to acquire VC a real and legit way, as long as you again engage into the My Career, which it was a big part of 2K. That's literally how 2K got big, because of you taking yourself onto a journey into the basketball career called My Career, and how seamless it makes everything between the My Career and all the online modes is why 2K22 is the most underappreciated and underrated 2K definitely of all time. Thank you guys for watching. Again, my name is Man Mythic. Please like and subscribe. That definitely means a lot. And again, this is just my opinion. I feel like 2K22 is the most underappreciated and underrated 2K of all time. And again, to me, it's my second favorite 2K ever. 2K17 is actually my favorite 2K ever, so I'm probably going to make a video sometime in the future why 2K17 is the best 2K of all time. If you guys want to see that video, let me know down in the comments. And let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite 2K of all time, or what do you guys think is your most underrated 2K, or underappreciated 2K of all time? Please let me know down in the comments, and don't say 2K18, because then or 2K23, or else I'll know you're lying. Again, this is Man Mythic. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.